I'm Christina Howard in what has long been known as one of the city's biggest pot pockets, Kensington Market. Now, for years, the streets were lined with illegal dispensaries. There aren't so many anymore, in part because of police raids and hefty fines. But come April, they could soon be popping up all over again, albeit this time legally. That's because in April, the province is allowing private retailers to actually open up pot shops. Ironically, it's forcing one of the area's longest operating marijuana businesses to shift gears.
Here is the only safe place I had with no judgment to come and smoke.
Justin is quadriplegic. He uses marijuana to help quell his shakes and for pain management. But he can't smoke it alone. He needs assistance to light up. And so he comes here to Hotbox. But after nearly 2 decades in business, owner Abby Roach has had to change her business plan. Patrons can no longer vape inside or smoke on the back patio. Instead, they have to go out front, into the streets, the alleys, and the sidewalk.
We have a whole lot of quadriplegics that come in here. There's cancer patients. There's all kinds of people that either live in apartments where they can't medicate at home, or they live in hospices and wellness centers and literally take wheel-trans to get here. And now, we're essentially forced to push them out on the street.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Under Ontario's cannabis legislation, hotboxes once bustling outside patio and indoor vaping lounge are prohibited. Roach is shutting down the mainstay of her business because she's hoping to land a coveted cannabis retail license.
I've held my ground for almost 20 years in retail now without ever selling cannabis, and we are definitely going to be applying for retail. And that's also, aside from the huge fines that are being set apart for our customers and our staff, we also won't be able to apply if we keep allowing people to consume.
Because that's one of just a long list of qualifications to be granted a retail license, all of which is administered by the Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario. Mayor Tory is asking City Council to back his efforts to allow the city to have a say on where they're located, but as it stands, it's up to the province. So far, the only regulations concerning where a cannabis retail outlet can be located is how far away it is from a school or licensed daycare facility. According to the law as it stands right now, it must be 150 meters away. So we are going to track that using my Fitbit. So judging by my Fitbit, we're exactly 150 meters away from the school. You can see it's still off in the distance, but there's a fair bit of distance between us and the children. However, right across the street over there, well, that's a playground. But Matt Moore, a cannabis law specialist, says even the 150-meter rule is somewhat questionable.
Some people question whether it's necessary to have 150 meters, especially from elementary schools. What are the odds that a couple of grade 3s or grade 4s are going to pop over at lunch and make some purchases? Probably pretty unlikely.
Now, a staff report to City Council recommends that the city actually opt into allowing these retail locations within the city, in part so that they can access enforcement funds from the province and help to weed out the illegal black market on the city's streets. But it appears that without input from the city about the level of concentration of these stores or about the character of a neighborhood, some neighborhoods like this one could reemerge as marijuana meccas.